The headlines tonight: Anambra State government initiate more measures to tackle traffic challenges. Anambra Commissioner for Culture, Tourism and Entertainment reassures of state government resolve to reposition tourism sector. Nigerian troops recover more stolen petroleum products across the country. On the foreign scene tonight, Russian forces control 20% of Ukraine territory. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening to you and welcome to the news. I am Ebere Ugonna. Government of Anambra State has declared a state of emergency on traffic hold-up across the state. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana reports that the Commissioner for Information, Sir Paul Nwosu, stated this during the post-Anambra State Executive Council briefing held at the Government House. Okay, his report.
Now,
Commissioner Nwosu stressed that new road traffic management measures have been introduced to ensure that Ndi Anambra don't spend much time in traffic. The commissioner, who said that Anambra Traffic Management Agency was directed to deploy their officers in 20 most difficult areas in the state, and disclosed that Governor Soludo also directed ADMA personnel should be trained by Lagos State Traffic Management Agency, LASMA, Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, and the Army, as well as recruit more people into the agency for increased capacity and efficiency. Commissioner Nwosu also announced that the State Fire Service will be restructured to become more responsive and effective, adding that it will be decentralized and brought closer to the people, while the Anambra State Emergency Fire Response application has been activated, while stating that it was also approved that all the traffic lights will be serviced. He added that the Commissioner for Local Government was directed to identify areas in the communities that can be used as bus stops, and stated that necessary measures are on to check reckless and one-way driving, as well as ensure adequate enforcement of traffic laws.
Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo has declared a state of emergency on traffic hold-ups in Anambra State. To this end, he has directed ATMA to ensure that Ndi Anambra will not spend more than 20 minutes in traffic hold-ups anywhere in Anambra State. And for this, to realize this objective too, ATMA should immediately deploy their men to 20 most difficult and menacing traffic areas in this state.
According to the Commissioner, among other issues discussed at the meeting were adoption of the name Anambra State Executive Council as against Executive Council, adoption of a policy to introduce urban agriculture to increase food production in Anambra State, where every household deploys spaces in their domain to plant agricultural produce, transition from inorganic farming to regenerative agriculture to improve quality of agricultural produce. He said the council also discussed ongoing rehabilitation work on Anambra roads, revision of laws setting up government parastatals and agencies in the state, approval for annual procurement of 1 million palm seedlings and 500 coconut seedlings as a way of trying to restore the old M.I. Obara days, when palm oil was the mainstay of the economy.
The Attorney General has been asked to revise some of our laws, and the commissioners, members of ANSEC too, have been directed to look at the laws setting up some of the agencies and parastatals under their ministry, because some of these laws are actually archaic. You know, they don't respond, they are not in tune with the current demands of our time.
The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Christian Aburime, was also present at the briefing. From the Government House, Oka, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Anambra State government has assured its readiness to improve the tourism sector and make it more lucrative in order to show up the revenue base of the state. The Commissioner for Culture, Tourism and Entertainment, Mr. Don Onyenji, gave the assurance while receiving delegates from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Abuja, and National Commission on Museum and Monuments. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports.
The delegates are on a visit to carry out extra research of the legendary Ogbunike Cave, already on the tentative list of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO.
But a lot need to be
Commissioner
done.
Onyenji and the team toured round the cave amidst tour guides who explained many wonders of the natural creation. Speaking, Commissioner Onyenji expressed his readiness to ensure that Ogbunike Cave and other tourist attractions in the state meet global standard, adding that tourism industry is very lucrative outside Nigeria and the ministry under his watch would bring more recognition. The commissioner expressed Professor Soludo's drive to develop the state's tourism. An attempt, he said, is to showcase Anambra's historical and cultural endowments to the outside world.
But a lot need to be done to ensure that it gets to the UNESCO heritage site. And this government is the solution government, because Governor Chukwuma Soludo has brought solution to our problems. And that is why, coincidentally, beautifully too, they are coming at this time. And our prayer is that the destination of this intention, the destination of this mission, the ultimate of our wishes, the wishes of Ndi Anambra, the wishes of Ndi Ogbunike, the wishes of Nigerians and Africans and the global community in having this cave cited as a UNESCO heritage site and center where the world will see as a sign of joy will materialize in Jesus' name.
Amen. The Assistant Chief Cultural Officer, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Mrs. Blessing Omuyalo, maintained that the federal government is working in collaboration with Anambra State Government and Ndi Ogbunike in order to make Ogbunike Cave not just a national monument but international heritage site.
They asked us to come to research on Ogbunike Cave. It's already on the tentative list of UNESCO. But they want us to see the state it is right now and to know how the federal government can partner with Ogbunike people, with the Anambra State government to make it not only a national monument, national site, but an international site. The aim is to attract tourists from all over the world to Ogbunike and to Anambra State and Nigeria.
The Assistant Chief Heritage Officer, National Commission for Museum and Monuments, Dr. Ijoma Onyejekwe, said the cave must meet the Cultural Heritage Impact Assessment and Environmental Impact Assessment, and as well outstanding universal values to be declared a World Heritage Site, which according to her will not only benefit Ndi Ogbunike but the state and Nigerians in general.
We want to thank the Executive Governor of Anambra State for this reception. It's one of the rare receptions we've really received here, especially in the southeast. And on behalf of the Commission, we are working tirelessly to declare Ogbunike Cave as a national monument first, and also to be declared as a World Heritage Site.
In his remark, the Assistant Chief Cultural Officer, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Mr. Tochukwu Okide, thanked the state government for the warm reception, assuring to work with them to ensure that the cave is brought to standard of the World Heritage Site. From Ogbunike, Emmanuel Chibata, ABS News.
The Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Felix Odimegu, says the ministry will not hesitate to punish environmental law defaulters, especially during the end of the month environmental sanitation. We have details.
Areas visited were streets and markets in Aroma, Ifite, Agwoka, Opuno, Nodu, Amenyi and Ekoka. He expressed displeasure on the non-compliance of the traders at the second market, Ifite Road, Oka, The team sensitized the people on proper bagging of waste for easy collection and monitored compliance of residents during sanitation. The commissioner said that it is very important to bag the waste properly for easy collection and disposal by the designated government agency. He added that the commission trucks will be made available to collect wastes from house to house and street to streets. A trader at Ifitoka, Mrs. Victoria Eke, commended the state government for its effort at cleaning up the state, urging other traders to complement government's efforts by keeping their shops and surroundings clean. A seminarian in Eshesh at Stamford Road, Oka, Mr. John Wachugu, commended the efforts of the ministry for writing the churches and sensitizing them on the best way to bag their wastes.
Anambra State Fundama COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus has distributed farm inputs worth over 11.5 million naira to 127 farmers across the state. Items distributed are certified rice seeds, improved cassava coatings, fertilizer, agrochemicals, and a day-old check with drugs, vaccine, and feeds. Ebeleze reports.
The beneficiaries, who are rice, cassava and poultry farmers from Oka North and South Council areas of Anambra State, collected the inputs at zero cost. It is expected that over 3,000 beneficiaries would be reached within the first phase of the program. Inaugurating the exercise at the Agricultural Development Program Office in Oka, the Anambra State Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Foster Ihejiofor, charged the beneficiaries to put the inputs to good use to subsidize their market costs. Dr. Ihejiofor, who described farming as more important than medical practice, encouraged farmers to take their farming activities very seriously because, according to him, food is everyday medicine and also the best medicine.
Fruitfulness refers to build and then replenish the earth, make it new. What we met, renew it, make it more lively, more vibrant. You know, all manner of things, all the forces are gonna damage. It's our responsibility to renew it.
The state program coordinator of the program, Mr. Chuks Ebo, said the inputs were aimed at cushioning the effects of COVID-19 on them. Mr. Ebo, who warned that anyone caught indulging in sharp practices with the inputs will be jailed, appealed for constructive criticism to serve Anambra State farmers better.
Our commissioner, Dr. Ihejiofor, being a practicing farmer, in general for Mankani, Professor Mankani, Omaluko, Ebe, Ole Pinchai, Malebe, Ogesinyaka, Omoma, and a lot of women. Guidelines, the major guidelines, only Africa.
Some of the beneficiaries, including Mrs. Victoria Anaje, a poultry farmer from Umudioka village in Oka South local government area, and Mr. Emmanuel Udozo, a rice farmer from Urum community in Oka North Council area, while expressing joy over the free agric inputs, assured of judicious use for multiplier effects and job creation. The event came to a climax with the capturing of the profiled farmers and redemption of the inputs by farmers. In Oka, Ebeleze, ABS News.
Still on the news tonight, Nigerian troops recover more stolen petroleum products across the country. And on the foreign scene, Russian forces control 20% of Ukraine territory. Here is a special message. In the Anambra cannot allow criminal elements to hold the state and the people to ransom. Donate generously to the Anambra State Security Trust Fund, which has been set up to raise money for combating insecurity in the state. The news returns right after this break. Stay with us.
Wow, a great opportunity is at your doorstep. An easy way to correct clubfoot deformity. Oh yes, Miracle Fit and the Straight Child Foundation, Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital Trauma Orthopedic Center offers free treatment of clubfoot deformity. When a newborn has one or both feet turned in and down, it is clubfoot. And every child deserves the best. So, don't let your God-given child to suffer neglect in future. Hurry now to correct clubfoot deformity. Visit Miracle Fit and the Straight Child Foundation at Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital Trauma Orthopedic Center, Oba New Road, Oba. Every Tuesday by 8 a.m. The earlier treatment starts, the better the result will be. Miracle Fit and the Straight Child Foundation, treating clubfoot, transforming lives.
Of you back for the rest of the news. Moving on to our national stories now. Directorate of Defense Media Operations says Nigerian troops have recovered 1,107,400 liters of stolen crude oil, 456,450 liters of automotive gas oil, as well as 6,250 liters of petrol during operation in different parts of the country between May and 2nd June 2022. Addressing journalists at its bi-weekly press briefing on the operations of the armed forces and the police and other security agencies, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Bernard Onyuko, said troops also discovered and destroyed 40 illegal refineries, 165 metal storage tanks, 72 ovens, 23 dugout pits, 5 wooden boats, 6 trucks, 3 outbound engines, 1 AK-47 rifle in raids within the period. The Director of Media Operations said the security situation across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country remains dynamic, but there has been sustained efforts to build on the successes achieved so far. According to him, all recovered items and as well as 21 criminals apprehended during the operations were handed over to the appropriate authorities for further action. Major General Oyuko commended the support of the media. It shows of professionalism in carrying out its duties and for being objective and unbiased in reportage. He noted that national security is a collective responsibility, urging the citizenry to remain supportive as that is the only way to ensure a united, peaceful and prosperous nation that will be a source of pride to all. And on business news, a 2-day training on business entrepreneurial development has kicked off in Awka. The training organized by Rural Finance Institution Building Program at the State Agricultural Development Program Office in Awka attracted Rural Finance Institution Building Program mentored youth from the 10 benefiting local government areas of Anambra State. Our Greek correspondent Tabeleze takes the story from here.
Speaking during the opening of the practical section, the State Coordinator of Rural Finance Institution Building Program, Mrs. Uzamaka Emma-Agwali, disclosed that the training was financed by Anambra State Government to keep the youths off the street by skillfully engaging them. Mrs. Emma-Agwali announced that at the end of the training, the participants in their chosen agric enterprise will have a means of livelihood, create jobs and step down the knowledge garnered from ripple effect.
Our objective is growth enhancement support, income generation, wealth creation, and entrepreneurship in some agricultural areas. So I now thought of, instead of allowing them to grow up, let me put them together as a group, then train them into so many enterprises in agriculture that will help them.
In her lecture titled Grass Cutter Production, a resource person, Professor Cordelia Ebenebe, noted that grass cutter farm, unlike other conventional livestock, where the farm are sited far from the residential quarters, grass cutter farms should be close to the residents of the breeder to ensure security, close monitoring and supervision. Professor Ebenebe, who encouraged the participants to go into grass cutter farming, said it is a very lucrative business as the meat has too many health benefits. Speaking on market for grass cutter, Professor Benebe disclosed that the breeders have a commodity exchange platform where buyers and sellers meet for business transaction and information sharing.
My lecture is basically on encouraging young people to go into grass cutter farming because it's a lucrative business. A lot of young people are into it already, many are not, because grass cutter is so profitable that just a family that comprised a male and 4 females go for 100 to 150,000 naira.
Another resource person, Mr. Sam Ogo, who took them on fishery, advised them to always apply best management, use the best species and best quality water for best results. Mr. Ogo appealed to government at all levels to invest in fishery business because, according to him, there are enough resources, water, land, and experienced personnel that can nurture young fishery entrepreneurs. For some of the participants, including Ms. Nora Wabude from Nene in Anocha local government area, and Master John Bosco Orikago from Lilu, Ihiala local government area, while thanking Anambra State government for availing them the opportunity to benefit, appealed for startup parks to enable them to put into use the knowledge they garnered.
It's really worth it, more than so excellent. I'm so happy being part of this program. Thanks to the government, the commissioner, I'm so happy to be part of the people that learned a lot today. I would like to start fishery. I would expect some finance, some funds, more capitals to start up. You know, starting up, it won't be easy. You will need enough capital to start up.
The practical training featured question and answer session.
Moving on to the foreign scene now, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says that Russian forces have seized 20% of his country's territory as Moscow's invasion near its 100th day. Addressing lawmakers in Luxembourg, he added that the front line extended for more than 1,000 kilometers. Russian forces have been intensifying attacks on the city of Severodonetsk in the eastern Donbas region. UK defense official says Russia has seized most of the city and are making steady local gains enabled by a heavy concentration of artillery. Severodonetsk is the easternmost city under Ukrainian control, and regional governor Serhiy Haidai said Russia was trying to break through defenses in the city from all directions. However, he said Ukrainian troops were carrying out counterattacks, pushing back the enemy on some streets and taking several prisoners. Intense street-to-street fighting in the city had hampered evacuations, he said, describing such efforts as extremely dangerous. And on sports news, the Nigerian Olympic Committee has assured the nation's contingent to the fast-approaching Commonwealth Games in Birmingham of hitch-free visa process if they meet prescribed requirements and deadline for submission. The 2022 Commonwealth Games, also known as Birmingham 2022, will hold in England from July 28 to August 8, 2022. NOC President Habu Gumel said after meeting with the British High Commissioner represented by Jonathan Bacon, the political counsellor in the commission in Abuja, that the host provided all the necessary answers to relevant questions concerning visa applications. On his part, Bacon said the British High Commission is ready to partner with the NOC to ensure hitch-free visas for Team Nigeria's contingent to Birmingham. NOC Secretary General Banji Oladapo thanked the British High Commission for their cooperation with NOC and assured that the travelling arrangements for Team Nigeria would be monitored. And that's it on the news tonight. But remember that you can follow news and programs from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television. Okay. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Well, and just before we go tonight, a quick look at our major stories. Anambra State government has initiated more measures to tackle traffic challenges. Anambra Commissioner for Culture, Tourism and Entertainment has reassured of state government resolve to reposition tourism sector. Nigerian troops have recovered more stolen petroleum products across the country. And on the foreign scene, we brought to you that Russian forces are controlling 20% of Ukraine territory. Here is a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the size of our package tonight. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I'm Iberi Ugonna. Enjoy the rest of your evening.